Every pastor has to raise a budget, build a building, staff a program, staff a nursery, and people are coming to you all the time, help me with my program from the pulpit. How do you do that? And should you do it? And you did it in the right way, at least one right way. You preached for 35 minutes without a single reference to any program. But the church, the human reality in front of us, and what we need to be for each other in the body of Christ. And then, organically, felt to me anyway, naturally, authentically, moved to what was going to be an application, but now, there's at the North Campus where you are the lead pastor, there's an effort to create a diaconal network, system, group. And you said, we need 200 people to work with the deacons as ministers in this new effort to create a diaconate. Now, in my judgment, had you started your sermon and said, now, here's the need in the church, folks, and I'm going to try to motivate you with this text, that backfires over time because it makes the people feel like we're always using the Bible to do our program stuff. I don't think anybody walked away from your sermon saying that. They were held for 30, 35 minutes with the Bible and with ultimate reality of mutual care for one another. That there is a particular program that's going to have an effect on was secondary and brought in. So that's my second observation is, yes, pastors do have to raise money. They have to, if the nursery people say, nobody's signing up, we need a sermon on, if you receive a child, you receive Jesus. Mark 9:37, I used it to motivate nursery workers a lot over 30 years. But we need it embedded in, I think that's the word I wrote down for myself, following and embedded in exposition. So the people say, my pastor is a Bible man, not a program man. And the programs flow out of the Bible. Huge question in all preaching is, whatever your topic is, or whatever the point of the text is, moving to Jesus, moving to gospel, relating it somehow to the big redemptive picture, even if it's, the righteous are as bold as a lion. Again, preach on boldness from the Proverbs. Somehow or other, we want to be Christian preachers, not Jewish preachers or Muslim preachers, Christian preachers. So there's some way to do this. And here's what you did, and I just commend it as a way, and it works everywhere. This is one of the points I just made in my book, that if pastors want, how can I do this with every text? There are some truths about the cross and about the gospel that relate to everything. One of them is, this one you picked, how can you, Bethlehem, selfish, ingrown people, fallen, sinful, live like what I just described? I just told you to live for others. I just told you the reason you have a gift is for other people, for the common good. And none of you by nature gives a hoot about the common good. I'm putting words in your mouth. This is what I would say. None of you gives a hoot about the common good. You care about number one. And the answer is, and you went to Philippians 2. And you laid Christ out as a model. He emptied himself, taking the form of a servant. And he's not just a model, he's doing it for us so that our selfishness will be broken, forgiven, taken away, freed up. Felt very natural to me. And the link, this is why it works everywhere. That's true of every imperative in the Bible. every imperative in the Bible. Like, be bold. Be bold as a lion, folks. Well, you're not. You're not. And if you think you are by personality, that's not the kind we need. That's going to be swagger. We need broken-hearted boldness. That comes from where? Jesus Christ. From this side of the cross, we know it comes from Jesus. It comes from the Spirit through Jesus. So, yes, what we want is not artificial. I grew up, careful here, I grew up in a church where an invitation was tacked on the end, and frankly, it was moralistic preaching followed by believe in Jesus with no organic connection. And the people began to put their coats on as soon as they saw it coming, gathering their stuff, same every Sunday. And y'all come down here now and you can sign this card to, renew. We call it rededicate. Or you can sign this card to join the church. You can sign this card to put your faith in Jesus. And you sing one or two hymns and that's just tacked on at the end. It felt to me so artificial. So I'm going to talk more at another time about calling people for decision. But at this point, we're talking about how does Jesus relate to everything in the Bible? And there are 1,000 ways to do it organically. In the middle, at the beginning, at the end, with all the ways that the cross affects realities. That's number 3.